Courtney got skills. Damn, that's just something to note. Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia. And today I am checking out Courtney LaPlante for the second time. I'm going to be reacting to Spiritbox. Circle with me. This is Courtney's live one take performance, and I'm super keen to dive on in because her voice kind of it took me on a journey last time, and I'm ready. I'm so ready to hear what else she can do vocally. So without further ado, let's get into this.
Cut down the altar! Visionaire and deepest fake. Dirty gold, the colors change. Hands are frozen, feel no pain. I just wanna hold the flame. Negative feedback loop, I'm spinning out of control. The sickly sweetness is crushing me, but I wanna know if there's no heat. When I escalate, the fire is cold. There you go. This could all be yours. Feel the weight of a murder. It could all be yours if you echo words of care. Treat it, cut down the altar. It could all be yours, but just circle in the flame.
All right. My goodness, this is just as catchy as, oh god, the first Spiritbox song I reacted to, Blessed Be. Actually, the opening line for this song reminds me a little bit of the rhythm and the melody for, God, there was a part of Blessed Be. Maybe I'll see if I can remember it later. I'll speak about the vocals now, and then later we can see if I'm just imagining things or if I'm like, no, this shares a little bit of similarity. Okay, so vocals. I mean, starting us off with the screams instead of the cleans this time. So starting off with some intensity there vocally. There's something interesting when I'm listening to Courtney's screams. It's almost like she's always just on the edge of bringing in the vocal folds. And I'm gonna wait until I can hear a little bit more because obviously that was just that one line. But that's something that, yeah, it stood out to me last time as well, and I don't think I was able to articulate it as well as maybe I might be able to further on into this reaction because I've listened to a bit more harsh vocals since I first reacted to Blessed Be. But yeah, that's just something to note. So going on to our cleans, yet again, Courtney's ability to utilize aspiration as a form of expression in her vocals is tasteful and really effective. Like, I get the mood that she's trying to set up and how she's connecting it to the lyrics. So by the time you actually get into the chorus, this line of "it could all be yours," it adds this like intimate feeling. By the time she hits the lyric "it could all be yours," in fact, let's go and find it just so that I've got an example.
The sickly sweetness is crushing me, but I wanna know if there's no heat. When I escalate, the fire is cold. There you go. This could all be yours. Feel the weight of a moment.
If you look at the lyrics that she's singing and then you combine that with that aspirated tonality, there's an intimacy and a vulnerability that this kind of vocal approach can give to your delivery style. And it just, I mean, it contributes to storytelling. It makes it more engaging, makes it feel like the lyrics are more real because, yeah, you just have that extra sense in what you're hearing orally that feeds into what you might understand those words to mean. And I think that's really effective. And as she's going into this chorus, I don't feel like she's really gunning it yet, if that makes sense. We almost have this build with the intention to belt, but I don't really feel like she's really pushing that belt out in this chorus. And it's super easy to listen to. I mean, the melody's really, really catchy. And yeah, we're just gonna keep going because I feel like I could spend forever just on this beginning bit with, maybe it's this, maybe this, but I should really just be quiet and listen to the rest of it. Okay, so I'm going to take it back because I want to catch the chorus again.
This could all be yours. Feel the weight of a motor. It could all be yours if you let the words of play. Treat it good down the altar. It could all be yours, but you're circled in the flame. Nothing sacred, nothing lost. When birds of prey invade my thoughts, they promise I won't feel the pain. Not strong enough to hold the flame. Negative feedback loop, I'm spinning out of control. The sickly sweetness is crushing me, but I wanna know if there's no heat when I escalate. The fire is cold. There you go. This could all be yours. Feel the
Sorry, I mean, we should dive into that chorus, but there is something interesting that just happened then.
me, but I wanna know if there's no heat when I escalate. The fire is cold. There you go.
Do we hear this little crackle that's happening in her sound there? I think I've taken it back too far.
If there's no heat when I escalate. The fire is cold. There you
Yeah.
go.
In that last section, we have a lot of air coming through there. I would actually err on the side of saying that that's a pretty unbalanced sound. Remember, balanced, unbalanced, this is neither a good or a bad thing. It's all in moderation, really. But in that phrase there, it's almost to the point where I'm wondering, I mean, for all I know, it could very well be a stylistic choice. She wants that little crack, that break in that sound, which is something we've discussed before. There are going to be some things which are not obviously great for like peak vocal function, but they sound so damn good in the context of whatever it is that you're singing. So I'm not picking on the choice. But it is interesting to listen to that because normally if I would be hearing that kind of sound, if it was to show up too frequently, it might indicate that she's either tired or like a little bit swollen. But we're going to keep listening to the rest of the performance. That's the first time it's kind of really leaned more on there's so much breath coming through and so little mass in some of the sound that maybe she's feeling run down. But I mean, that I could be just, misplacing what I'm hearing and sticking it onto the other examples of when I've experienced hearing that sound and other singers, when I've experienced hearing that sound on myself. So, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt, but it is interesting to catch those things sometimes. And of course, no one's really going to know except for Courtney, so we are going to keep going. But yeah, that was little thing left out at my ears there. If it is a choice, it's really cool. I personally probably should not do those sounds, but I mean, there's plenty of things Courtney can do that I definitely can't, so that doesn't mean much. Let's keep going.
It's crushing me, but I wanna know if there's no heat when I escalate. The fire is cold. There you go. This could all be yours. Feel the weight of a motor. It could all be yours if you let the words of prayer. Treat it good down the altar. It could all be yours, but you're circled in the flame. I hold the power of a dying sun. I climb the altar and I climb my voices good. Circle with me. Circle with me.
I love her physical connection through here. She literally looks like she's like getting physically ready to get into this sound. And I mean, singing isn't such a physical activity. And if you're engaging in these kinds of vocals that require that extra oomph to the quality, I mean, she's so connected through these screams. It's it's really like getting a reaction out of me viscerally. Like I feel like I'm connecting so much stronger to her screams here than even perhaps some of the cleans that are happening earlier. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved the cleans that she was doing earlier. Beautiful melody, really catchy build into chorus and that little drop leading into the chorus. Like lots of things to like in the actual song itself, but energy wise, connecting way more to what she's doing with her screams here. So let me just go back and find that again. You can see she's like getting ready. It's almost like when people are getting ready for a fight, like they're just getting their body warm, getting ready to engage. Oh, I love it when you can like see that physical side of the singing, because I do think sometimes people forget it doesn't just live in this tiny little box here. Like your whole body is your instrument when you're a singer. So everything that you can put into it comes from everywhere, not just from straining from here. This is not meant to carry the full burden of this kind of intense sound. So great to see her physical engagement under this. Oh my God. When we talk about a cleans to scream switch, oh my goodness. That sounds like a fry scream that she's doing there. And of course, the really low note that she hit in the lead up to this section, that sounded a little bit more like false folds, but we have this insane switch to a fry scream in here. And I mean, I guess it would probably be, I mean, I'm not a harsh vocalist myself, so I probably shouldn't be guessing at the ease at which it would be to go from cleans to false fold screams compared to like cleans to fry screams. Because I do know at the vocal fold level, the fry scream, the vocal folds are more closed, whereas false fold, the vocal folds are open and it's just the false folds that are moving around, giving you your distortion in the quality of the singing. But damn, this is like, that's amazing. Let's listen to it again. What's crazy is her pitch in her fry scream works with her melody that she was just singing using her true folds. That's amazing. I don't even, maybe she's doing like maybe she is getting a little bit of pitch from her true folds. I don't know. She could, maybe it's a blend. Damn, that's, Courtney got skills, damn. All right, we need to listen to that again. Do we hear how well her pitch in that scream is fitting into her melody there? I don't know if I've necessarily heard that before, where the scream itself is like following the melodic idea. I mean, yeah, there's of course a lot of harmonic spectrum that's going on in there if this is indeed a full fry scream and she's not blending it a little. I mean, my gut instinct is saying complete fry scream, but again, my gut instinct is not as experienced yet, so I could very well be wrong. That's amazing. I was definitely not expecting that. Like, and yeah, I think that might be my first time hearing such a fast switch, but where the scream is following the melody. Yeah, wow. Oh my goodness. This song is awesome. I got to listen to the rest of their album. Maybe I should just do like a binge analysis of their album for you guys, or I'll just like listen to it and put it up on a YouTube short or something. But these songs are so catchy, and I really do enjoy their lyricism as well. I think there's a lot to connect to with these kinds of songs. And of course, when the vocals are so pleasant to listen to and then so exciting at the same time, I mean, that's really what Courtney is giving you as a vocalist. She's got these beautiful melodies, but almost like a haunting tone to her sound. This intimacy that she can get with some of her breathy vocal delivery choices. And then she's got this intensity, this excitement that she brings into the vocal performance with her screams. Like it's a really fun musical experience. I would definitely go and see them live. I think it would be amazing. I just want to listen to this opening line again just to see if it inspires the same memory of when I listened to Blessed Be, but I guess it doesn't really matter if it is or it isn't. I'm just sating my own curiosity now. Yeah, this melody, it reminds me of the section that leads into I am a coward, you pull me up. Like that's the section that it reminds me of. The rest of it doesn't sound anything like it, but I can hear those influences. Like you would definitely know that it's like the same songwriter, at least the same like creative team, band, group, whatever, that was writing that material. And sometimes it's great when you can have like a particular stylistic element that it stands out like, yeah, this feels like it belongs to this particular group. Anyway, overall thoughts, this was wicked. I really enjoyed this song. Yet again, I feel like the songwriting is kind of, the song itself is really doing it for me. Maybe it's going to be similar to almost like a Ronnie Radke situation where just whatever they write, I'm most likely going to enjoy because there's a particular style that they infuse into their writing that just vibes with me. I don't know. Anyways, this was really fun. The ending with those fast switches from cleans to that fry scream sound that followed the like intervallic melodic contour. Amazing. I thought that was so cool. And I don't know if that was even deliberate, but I mean, that's how it sounds to me. I could very well be wrong. It feels like it could genuinely be part of that melodic line. Yeah, that's amazing. That's some control there. If anything, I actually feel like her control over her screams were probably stronger. Like the strength of how she was able to manage her instrument with the screams came across as a little bit more connected in this live performance compared to the cleans. There were times with the cleans where it almost felt like the aspiration was prohibiting the kind of fold closure that would, I guess, be a little bit more efficient. But I mean, efficiency is all like you weigh it up and you make choices. And sometimes if you are a little bit run down, if you're tired, you don't have as much choice available to you because your body is like too tired or your voice is too fatigued or swollen. Not suggesting that she's fatigued or swollen in this one, but I mean, there were moments there where maybe she was, could be an artistic choice, always up to the artist, and they have to decide on that weight between vocal health and longevity, blah, 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 blah. I actually did watch Courtney's YouTube video on how she learnt to scream. I mean, I watched the whole thing and I don't really feel like the video was really how she learnt to scream or any kind of things that were mainly to do with screaming. But I watched it anyway because I was really interested in kind of hearing what she had to say on this topic, considering, I mean, it was amazing listening to Blessed Be. Love that song. Really loved her delivery, like vocally in that song. It was just, I really enjoyed it. I'm just going to leave it at that. But I watched this video where she talks about how she learned to scream. I mean, she didn't, but one of the things she did talk about was how she started treating her screams as if she would her voice, and that her awareness of vocal hygiene. And vocal hygiene is something that's really important if you are a touring artist, because you need your voice to last the entire tour. So she'd talk about things like not speaking before or after or in loud environments. Like, you'd be amazed the amount of fatigue you can generate just talking over a loud environment. That's why if I'm going out and I know it's going to be noisy, odds are I'm not going to be talking very much, because you can literally start to feel it. I think singers in particular are very sensitive to how their voice feels and changes in condition, and that awareness can compound into something that it becomes like a little internal warning system of, I'm working too hard, because that awareness of how your voice is feeling is there. I mean, some people don't have it, they haven't developed it yet, but it very much sounded like in that interview, this is something that Courtney has developed. So I'd be surprised if she doesn't, weigh the pros and cons of certain sounds and does things to, like, not necessarily heal. Heal is the wrong word, because heal implies injury. There's nothing that she is doing right here that I think would ever cause injury unless it was overused or misused. Like, those are the only two times that you would ever expect someone to injure themselves. And then again, you have the individual factor of, what if they just bounce back from phonotrauma really damn fast compared to everyone else? Like, sometimes you get people who are just physically, genetically, their voices are genetically predisposed to taking a beating and coming back like nothing happened the very next day. Anyway, so she speaks about her vocal health and her vocal hygiene, and how she started to treat her screaming like her clean singing, which, yeah, I can totally see that connection there, because for clean singing, you want to make sure that you're well connected, and you have as much free, clean phonation as you need in order to remain vocally healthy. Again, it's going to be different amounts for different people. And then as much distortion as your voice can handle, which again could be an individual thing, or maybe it's going to be an experience thing. And there are going to be some people who just have the stamina for using distortion longer. I do suspect that there's like a little bit of true fold at times creeping into Courtney's screams, which means that's something that she can balance that perhaps other people absolutely cannot. Anyway, I really enjoyed that video, because I certainly wasn't necessarily expecting her to be talking about like the things that perhaps a vocal coach would constantly be trying to ingrain in their clients, because it is so important. So you can look after yourself while doing shows, while on tour. Just, this is your whole career. And I mean, if you do some permanent damage, that can kind of be it sometimes. You might never get back to the way that your voice used to sound. Not to scare anyone or anything, but I definitely appreciated her talking openly about that kind of stuff, because I don't know if I've necessarily heard it spoken about before. Well, not before, but just like in general, if I'm watching interviews, sometimes they shy away from things like vocal health, but specifically the words vocal hygiene. Really important. It was really cool to hear her talking about that. Anyways, this was great. What a bop. I'm totally going to listen to this later and just vibe out. Thoroughly enjoyable. 10 out of 10 with listening to again. And again, amazing vocal delivery, the ifs, buts, maybes, whys about different levels of aspiration, vocal folds not coming together in places that maybe they were meant to or not meant to. We wouldn't know unless we asked Courtney. Anyways, that is it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like, click the subscribe button and the bell notification beside it for more just like this one. As usual, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, my eye is twitching. Oh, I'll never remember anything. Wow, did he get the